Hello again, everyone. Ambassador Terry here with another incredible interviewee. This week's guest is Steve Wunker. Steve, welcome.
Great to be here, Terry. Thanks for having me.
Well, very happy to have you. I found your book, The Innovative Leader, and I was intrigued by it and reached out to you to step on here and talk about what you're doing. So, ladies and gentlemen, here comes the famous question. Steve Wunker, what are you doing?
My day to day is focused on working with clients to find new growth opportunities. My company is called New Markets Advisors. That's what we do. Off the side of my desk, I happen to write some books. The Innovative Leader was my fourth. I've got my fifth coming out this fall. A lot of articles as well. But we try to think and particularly do, and then report on what we're learning through the doing through the books.
Excellent, excellent. Can you expand on that? That's learning and the doing,
Yeah.
because that rings my bell. I've written a few myself, and that's kind of what we do, my partners and I. So yeah, kind of expand on that. I like the idea.
Sure. I'll give you an example here. So we are working with a large pharmaceutical company on how to bring to market new cancer therapies. And as part of that, we're trying to understand how doctors and patients become aware of these new therapies and start subtyping cancers, subtyping patients to make sure they get into really targeted sorts of therapies. Now, historically, a lot of that information has been resident in an insights department. It's been in static PowerPoint presentations. And so the vision of this company is what if we can bring that onto marketers' desktops in a really dynamic, interactive way, always updating. It inserts into your workflows on Slack or Jira. And we can use AI so that people can query in like natural language what happens at this step of the process. How is that different in Australia versus the United States? So it becomes accessible information to everybody. Now, that's a consulting project about how do you make new markets marketing infused throughout an organization. The next book, is about how AI changes the nature of how organizations are run. And this is a good example, right? Where no longer is information in this high priesthood of the market researchers. It's democratized throughout an organization. And so you shorten this cycle from question to answer to action, and you really make the pace of business a lot more rapid. So AI is the plumbing that makes that happen. There's organizational implications too, right? You can't just like cut and paste AI on top of everything else and assume the organization is going to run differently. You've got to change the roles that people have, the way they're managed, the way you measure their performance, the capabilities that they have. But if you can do that, then you really change the nature in this one small instance of how insights infuse action in this large organization. Now, you can scale this up and up and up to operations and sales and supply chain throughout. It's really exciting to see how in the next 5 to 10 years, there's going to be this transformation in how management occurs. The same sort of management that really hasn't changed for about 150 years is about to undergo this revolution through the democratization of information enabled by AI.
I love this. I love this. AI, ladies and gentlemen, is not about replacing us. It's about making our lives easier. I downloaded Chat GPT immediately and started playing with it using my own words, see if it what I liked about its. And once in a while, I take what it wrote over what I originally wrote because it made better sense. That doesn't replace I don't get lazy on it. I still write the stuff. Steve Wunker, thank you so much. I look forward to this fall. Maybe we can do a little launch information. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for stepping in and listening to us and leave your comments. We'd love to hear from you. That's it for now. Bye for